Welcome back to the second day of the Global Prayer Week, the undertaking of Tibet House, and in solidarity with International Buddhist Confederation, IBC, in order to combat the coronavirus, SARS-CoV-2, and to express our gratitude to the medical staff, all the medical staff in the world, medical doctors, nurses, and the medical assistants, and to all the people who died to this coronavirus, who passed away, and who are there in the hospitals, and who are badly affected by this coronavirus, and for the healing of everyone in this world. So, yesterday what we learned was that this coronavirus affecting the whole world, no doubt. With the two factors, external factors responsible for that, and the internal factors, the collective negative karmas. So of the two, what is so evidently seen as the external factors, but what is the main force behind this is the collective negative karma. So to curb, given that this negative karma, collective negative karma, is dependent originated, everything is dependent originated. Given that this is dependent originated, we can change it by changing the factors dependent upon which this collective negative karma was created. We can introduce a counter force of these factors, and the resultant state, the negative karma as well, will be undone, and the positive karma will be accumulated, and thereby the virus will disappear in several possible ways. One, it simply disappears from the earth. Number two, even if it doesn't disappear, but the vaccines and the medications, they will soon be generated, and because of which the people can find it like another very easily curable flu, or like the cold. You have just problem, take the injection and your problem's over within 1 or 2 days. Okay, this is how it works. So the thing is that we all need to work collectively, and I'm so happy that day one there are so many people who took part in this, and today, without much explanation of what we were reading. Meanwhile, please make it a point that the reading is one part. More important than reading is reflecting on the meanings of what we are reading, what we are reflecting on, what we are meditating, what we are chanting. The meanings must be reflected, and those of us who are already exposed to this tradition for a long time, see how much you can invoke the respective experiences. So this will leave the effect to really combat the coronavirus and its effects. Okay, so with this in mind, setting proper motivation. The refuge field, visualize Buddha Shakyamuni, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in front of you. And they are so loving, caring, and affectionate. And visualize the Bodhiji of the field, visualize your two parents on the two sides, all the family members, and everyone who lost their lives to this coronavirus, and all the medical staff in the front line helping us combat this coronavirus, all of them with us, and everyone, the patients who are in the hospitals and who are in the quarantines, respective quarantines, and the people who are all affected by this. Imagine that they're all joining us, and you are leading this. And there's a tremendous love and affection flowing from you towards all these beings, reassuring them that we will gather the collective positive karma, and that we can combat, we can fight with the coronavirus so well that everybody will come back to normalcy with the sigh of relief, with a tremendous joy coming within us. And the purpose of this is to activate the Buddha nature within ourselves, Buddha nature within each and every sentient being, so that no external factors can affect us, that you'll be freed from all the miseries and will have the infinite happiness. For that, the miseries, they are attracted by external factors plus the internal factors of the mental defilements. So with this practice, we have to curb, we have to mitigate the power of the internal factors, thus leaving the external factors alone, which will have no power. Two hands, even if one is so powerful, but in the absence of the other one, the sound stops, sound of the misery stops. This is the whole purpose. So with that in mind, let's turn to page 3. And those of us who do not have this, this book, The Blaze of Non-Dual Bodhicittas, this, if you check the letter Tibetan sent to all the circular or the announcement about this, the global prayer, in the letter you see the link there for the text. Just click this, you click it, and then the whole text will be downloaded. You can download it right there very easily. At the same time, if you somehow you cannot manage to download it, don't worry. Just listen to us, and you can be in contemplative mode, be in contemplative state, and then try to invoke the meanings and the experiences to the best you can. And meanwhile, imagine that everybody is joining you, all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are watching us. Okay, page 3. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations to the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations to the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations to the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sanje joda soge chonam na chanjo bardo dane gyapsu che dage jinso kebe chonam ge dola penjere sanje jubare sho Sanje joda soge chonam na chanjo bardo dane gyapsu che dage jinso kebe chonam ge Chola penjere sanje jubare shum Sanje choda soge chonam la chanjo pardo dane gyapsu che Tage jinso kebe chonam ge Chola penjere sanje jubare shum. Okay, the essence of the emptiness, to see everything like a mirage, like a dream, so that you'll be released from the ensnarement of the dream, seeing that is real, and then be freed from samsara. This is what you find in this stanza by Nagarjuna. We'll read this together. Independent origination, there is no ceasing, no arising, no annihilation, no permanence, no coming, no going, no separateness, no sameness. I prostrate to the consummate Buddha, the supreme among all teachers, the one who taught this peace, which is free of elaborations. I prostrate to the mothers of the hearers, the Bodhisattvas and the Buddhas, who through the knowledge of all leads hearers seeking passage into complete peace, who through the knowledge of past causes those helping migrate to achieve the aims of the world, and who through the possession of omniscience helps subduers expand varieties of teachings. The one who has transformed into the reliable guide, motivated by altruism to benefit sentient beings. The teacher, Sugata, protector to you amid prostrations, the one who has eliminated the web of conceptualizations and is endowed with the divine bodies of the vast and the profound, who eternally shines forth the forever noble light rays, to you the Buddha amid prostrations. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind of full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. Okay, let's recite this mantra. Remembering or reminding us of the fact that all the miseries they arise from the causes, and the causes rooted to self-grasping ignorance and self-centered attitude, the two demons inside, and how to get rid of these two is also taught by the Buddha, and thus all the happiness, the release from the fears of samsara will happen to all the beings. Okay. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham tathagato hyavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham tathagato yavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum desham tathagato hyavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye swaha. The meaning of the Tenjal mantra. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation of the causes as well is taught by the great seer. Profound, peaceful, elaboration-free, clear-line and non-composite. Such is the nectar-like dharma I have discovered. Finding no one who can fathom this teaching, in silence I return the words. The next stanza is the professional wisdom and the benefit. Beyond utterance, thought and expression is the professional wisdom, which is unborn, unceased, and has the nature of space, is the object of apprehension of self-realized wisdom. To you, the mother of the Buddhas of the three times obeisance. All composite things are impermanent. All contaminated things are the nature of suffering. All phenomena are of the nature of emptiness and selflessness. Transcending sorrow is peace. The Guru is the Buddha, the Guru is the Dharma, likewise the Guru is the Sangha. The Guru is the source of everything wholesome. I go for refuge in the Guru. By the sound of the vibrant drum of Dharma, you liberate all beings of miseries. I beseech you to kindly remain and give teachings until the end of the expanse of billions of aeons. The Buddha does not wash the negativities of the beings, nor does he remove the miseries by his hands. His spiritual realizations are not transferred to them. It is by teaching the truth of the suchness that the beings are liberated. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered miseries gloom. If attached to this life, you are not a spiritual practitioner. If attached to samsara, you have no renunciation. If attached to your own self-interest, you have no bodhicitta. If there is grasping, you do not have the view. At page 14, praise to Shakyamuni Buddha. To the founder, the endowed transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the four destroyer, completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme God of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings To you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer from the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. When, O supreme amongst humans, you are born on this earth, you paced out 7 strides, then said, I am supreme in this world. To you who are wise, then I prostrate. With pure bodies, form supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain, fame that blazes in the 3 worlds, win of the best, Lord, to you I prostrate. With a supreme science, face like a spotless moon, color like gold, to you I prostrate. Dust-free like you, the 3 worlds are not, incomparable wise one, to you I prostrate. The Savior having great compassion, the Founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you the Tathagata I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realms, the one path, the sublime pure reality, to the Dhamma that pacifies, I prostrate. Those who are liberated and also show the path to liberation, the holy feel qualified with realizations, who are devoted to the moral precepts, to you the Sangha I prostrate. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions, perform only perfect virtuous actions. Subdue mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a visual aberration, a flame of lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble, a dream, a flash of lightning, a cloud, see conditioned things as such. Through this marriage may sentient beings attain the rank of all-seeing, subdue the 4 falls, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. Okay, Heart Sutra Mantra, page 31, Heart Sutra Mantra. Okay, better we read the whole Heart Sutra, because this is what can really protect us from all potential harms, like the coronavirus, COVID-19. Okay, as we recite this, just make it a point that the meanings are reflected. The 3 points not to miss. 1, what is the question asked by Shariputra? And number 2, what is the response given by Aravalokiteshvara? Number 3, what's the purpose? What's the benefit if we practice as indicated by Bodhisattva Aravalokiteshvara? The question asked is, how should the child of a lineage, meaning somebody who wants to benefit all beings, here the lineage is the lineage of the Buddhas, who want to benefit all sentient beings, what should they practice? How should they practice the wisdom of perfection? How to become themselves the fully awakened one, to wake up from the sleep of ignorance? Then Aravalokiteshvara gave the response by saying everything is illusion, everything is like dream. You realize them as dream, you wake up from the sleep of ignorance, and all the miseries happening in the dream will stop. So this response given, and the benefit of course is that when you see the self to be like dream, when you see those sickness, aging, death, tension, depression, anxiety, anguish, all these miserable experiences as like a dream, they will not affect you. So this is the end of the miseries. Okay, this is what, this is the power that we are building up, and collectively we build up this known as the collective positive karma accumulation. Okay, 29. I prostrate to the Arya Triple Gem. Thus did I hear at one time the Buddha was dwelling on Masavalchas mountain in Rajgriha, together with a great community of monks and a great community of bodhisattvas. At that time the Buddha was absorbed in the concentration on the categories of phenomena called profound illumination. Also at that time the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Aravalokiteshvara looked upon the very practice of the profound illumination of wisdom and beheld those 5 aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Then through the power of the Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said this to the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Aravalokiteshvara: how should any child of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom train? He said that, and the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Aravalokiteshvara said this to the Venerable Shariputra: Shariputra, any son of the lineage or daughter of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom should look upon it like this, correctly and repeatedly, beholding those 5 aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Form is empty, emptiness is form. Emptiness is not other than form. Form is also not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, composition factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, likewise, all phenomena are empty, without characteristic, unproduced, unceased, stainless, not without stain, not deficient, not fulfilled. Shariputra, therefore, in emptiness there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no composition factors, no consciousness, no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visual form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no object to touch, and no phenomenon. There is no I element, and so on, up to and including no mind element and no mental consciousness element. There is no ignorance, no extinction of ignorance, and so on, up to and including no aging and death, and no extinction of aging and death. Similarly, there is no suffering, origination, cessation path. There is no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Shariputra, therefore, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and dwell in the perfection of wisdom, the mind without obscuration, and thus without fear. Having completely passed beyond error, there is the end point of nirvana. All the Buddhas who dwell in the three times also manifestly completely awaken to unsurpassable, perfect, complete enlightenment in reliance on the perfection of wisdom. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the mantra equal to the unequaled, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering, should be known as truth, since it is not false. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is declared, Yatha Om Gade Gade Para Gade Para Sam Gade Bodhi Swaham. Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, should train in the profound perfection of wisdom like that. Then the Buddha arose from that concentration and commanded the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arvalokiteshvara, saying, well said, son of the lineage, it is like that, it is like that. One should practice the profound perfection of wisdom just as you've indicated. Even the Tathagatas rejoice. The Buddha having thus spoken, the venerable Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arvalokiteshvara, those surrounding the entirety, along with the world of gods, humans, asuras and Gandharvas, were overjoyed and highly praised that spoken by the Buddha. Okay, as we recite this mantra 7 times, let us remember the Buddha Shakyamuni exhorting us thus: don't remain in the fears of samsara anymore. Come out from the fears of coronavirus. Come out from all forms of fears. And you hearing this melodious voice of Buddha Shakyamuni, you're being so inspired. You inform this all to all your dear mother sentient beings, that look, this is what a compassionate teacher is exhorting us. Let us not remain in the fears of coronavirus and all these miseries anymore. Let us all go towards the ultimate happiness. And everybody hearing what you're saying, they're so happy to join you in this journey of cleansing the internal factor of the self-grasping, ignorant, self-centered attitude, which is the best way by which you combat the coronavirus and all the respective miseries. Okay, with this mind, recite this 7 times. Deata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhi Swaha Deata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Swaha Tyatha 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 Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate samgati bodhisvatyatha om gati gati paragati parasamgati bodhisvaha. Continue reading from where we left. By the teachings of the three stripping jewels possessing power of truth, may inner and outer hindrance be transformed, may they be dispelled, may they be non-existent, may they be pacified, may all negative forces opposed to the Dharma be completely pacified, may the host of 80,000 obstacles be pacified, may we be separated from problems and conditions harmful to the Dharma, may all enjoyments be in accord with the Dharma, may auspiciousness and perfect happiness pervade this place now. Okay, so now we will do the meditation. 5 minutes meditation. Any meditation. So meditation, particularly, given that there are two kinds of meditation. One is a single point of meditation or shamatha practice, and the other one is the special insight meditation. There are two kinds of meditation. So what you're doing here, this should be the single point of meditation. A single point of meditation, there are so many kinds. You can do any of these. Some people may be keen to do meditation with the Buddha image as the object of meditation. Some people may prefer the breathing meditation. Some people may prefer to do the Goengaji's Vipassana meditation. You can also do that. So any meditation which is really constructive, which has genuine lineage, and to really help us sharpen your mind, to make your mind clearer, to make your mind more active and controlled, active. Sometimes they're too active that it can go haywire. This is also not good. And sometimes it can be very stable but not active. This is also not good. It should be active and controlled. This is what is required. Okay, so this is what we're going to do for 5 minutes. Ready? Okay. In this meditation, I'm not going to give the details or the instructions. Two things to keep in mind. One is, don't close your eyes. Just keep your eyes half open, 45 degrees cast down, and keep your body very relaxed. And then make sure that your mind is not distracted, or it doesn't fall asleep. It doesn't become drowsy, or it doesn't get distracted. These two things are very important. So how not to be distracted, how not to go into laxity or drowsiness, is by keeping track of the introspection and mindfulness. So this is so important. Okay, 5 minutes. Okay. Okay, now today, first the reading. As for the reading of the sutra, we'll read the sutra on dependent origination, which is on page 61. Page 61. We're going to read the sutra. This is an extremely precious sutra, of course. The sutra are the words of the Buddha Shakyamuni. And as we read this, we will see the benefit of this, the Ye Dharma mantra, the essence of dependent origin mantra, page 61. Page 61. Okay, we'll read this slowly, and those of you who do not have this book, don't worry. Let me read this, and as we read this, just try to reflect on the meanings. And as we do that, you will accrue the same benefit. So as you take part, you are taking part in this, and this is how we are collectively gathering the collective positive karma. Okay. The Noble Mahayana Sutra, Dependent Arising. Homage to all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Thus did I hear at one time, the Blessed One was in the realm of the 33 gods, seated on the throne of Indra. With him were great hearers, such as the Venerable Ajvajit, Bodhisattva Mahasattva, such as Noble Maitreya, Noble Avalokiteshvara, and Vajrapani, who are adorned with immeasurable precious qualities, as well as various gods such as Great Brahma, who is the Lord of the Saha world, Narayana, the Great Ishvara, Sakara, who is the chief of the gods, and Panchashika, who is the king of the Gandharvas. On that occasion, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Avalokiteshvara rose from his seat, and having draped his upper robe over one shoulder, knelt down with his right knee on the peak of Mount Meru, his palms together. He then bowed towards the Blessed One and addressed these words to him. Blessed One, these gods all really wish to build a stupa. Now that they are present in this entourage, please teach them the dharma in such a way so that they merit of Brahma. Merit Brahma meaning the enormous merit to take birth in the heavenly realm. The merit of Brahma will increase, and the merit of the monks, nuns, laymen, and the laywomen will increase much more than that of all types of beings in the world of gods, Maras, Brahma, including renunciants and Brahmins. At this, the Blessed One, the Buddha, spoke the verses of dependent arising. Ye dharma hetu prabhava, hetum tesham tathagato hyavatat, tesham chayo niruddha, evam vadi mahashramanaye swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation of the causes as well is taught by the great seer. Avalokiteshvara, it is like this. This dependent arising is the Dharmakaya of all the Buddhas. This mantra. One who sees dependent arising sees the Tathagata. Avalokiteshvara. If a faithful son or daughter of a noble family builds in a remote place a stupa the size of a gooseberry fruit, with a central pillar the size of a needle, and a parasol the size of a flower of a bagula tree, and inserts this verse of dependent arising, this mantra, which is the Dharmadhatu, he or she will generate the merit of Brahma. When such person passes on or dies, on from here and die, they will be reborn in the world of Brahma. When they pass on from there and die, they will be reborn with fortunes equaling those of the gods of the pure abodes. After the Blessed One had spoken these words, the hearers, bodhisattvas, the whole assembly, and the universe of the gods, humans, asuras, and gandharvas rejoiced and praised his teaching. Okay, this is a benefit of the recitation mantra, Ye Dharma, which is so precious. And of course, more benefit would be there, more beneficial would it be that if we reflect on the meanings of this mantra and then see the transformation. Find all these mantras that are meant to transform one's mind, where the negativity is subdued and the positive qualities are enriched. Okay, so today our meditation is the four seals. If we get time, then we will spend a little bit on emptiness, and tomorrow we will do on bodhicitta. Tomorrow's third day, and the fourth day we will do exclusively on emptiness, fourth day, and the fifth one, all these combined together in very brief, and then we'll do the longer prayer of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Okay, so ready? So this idea, this is more like again a guided meditation. It's primarily, we have to keep in mind that what we seek is to get rid of suffering and to have the maximum happiness. For example, the anxiety are coming into being because of the coronavirus, the outburst of coronavirus, and everybody panics because we never know that who's going to contract and who's not going to contract. It's not that if you are very wealthy, if you're very secluded, then you will not contract it, and all those the poor people they will contract this. This is not the case. Anybody can contract it through any means. We never know. So the point is that there's a fear, anxiety there within the people. So the anxiety and these things, they fall under the category of the miseries, category of the fears. And these fears, they are the result of aggression towards others. Fears, miseries, they are the result of aggression towards others. So these aggressive actions, technically known as negative karmas, aggressive actions towards others, they are triggered by of course the negative thoughts. They are triggered by the negative aggressive emotions, like the craving, greed, anger, hostility, and so forth, which in turn are rooted to the misconceptions. And there are four misconceptions. These misconceptions, stronger the misconceptions, stronger the negative thoughts, stronger your self-centered attitude, and thus the more aggressive your actions, and the results is experience of pains within yourself and within this life, next life, and it can be endlessly many. It can be like a self-perpetuating machine. So therefore, the point is how to get rid of these to get rid of these fears, we have to get rid of the aggressive actions. To get rid of the aggressive actions, we have to get rid of the aggressive thoughts, afflictions. To get rid of that, we have to get rid of the misconceptions. And primarily, there are four misconceptions which drive our mind to go haywire into aggressive thought processes and aggressive actions. So the four misconceptions are misconceiving impermanent phenomena as permanent. When you see things as permanent while they're impermanent, then we tend to really cling to it so strongly, and then anybody who comes to snatch it or it breaks, then the anger simply erupts. Whereas if you realize that they're all impermanent, what is the composite phenomena is the impermanent. As impermanent, when something goes wrong, your mind will not be affected that as much. Number two is seeing the impure things as pure. For seeing yourself as so pure, and on that basis, you don't even dare to, you don't even feel like touching somebody else's things there, or it's dirty. This is again a very strong misconception which binds us to build the sense of ego. This is again a second misconception. Then number three is the seeing the miseries as happiness. This is again a problem. So where, say, you're in a trap, you're trapped on a prison with a swimming pool and all the facilities provided there to lure you. If you fail to see that you are in prison, then this will eventually end up in the persecution, end up in capital punishment. So you have been trapped there. You never put effort to escape from this prison. And finally, okay, now tomorrow is your execution day. Finish. You have not prepared at all. It's because of the lure, because of the bait. So this is seeing the happiness, seeing the miseries as happiness. Then finally, seeing the dreamlike nature as solid, objectified, and the solidified, objectified, and intrinsically there. So this is what finally brings us to samsara. And if you cut that to see the selfless nature as of this selfhood, if you cut that misconception, the final one, then you will be freed from all the miseries. So this is the ultimate solution. Otherwise, today in this world, we are all gathering together to say prayers. Of course, this is so precious. In fact, in this world, there are 7 billion human beings, and how many are doing really something concrete in support of the medical, the staff, the doctors, nurses, and medical helpers? How many of the people on this earth, 7 billion out of the 7 billion human beings, they support them? And how many of them really go in solidarity with the people who are really helping the poor, who are being affected on the daily basis, like hardly having food to eat? So how many else? But then the people like us, we are coming together with a feeling, coming to know that there's a deeper reasons for these. That is the collective negative karma. To curb that, we have to collectively accumulate positive karma. Very good. But without the wisdom of emptiness, without getting out of the dream, you can just change. You may be able to change the dream contents a little bit, but again, can be repeated next time. Say anytime, we never know. Say this, the SARS-CoV-2, even if that is gone rid of from the world completely, we never know. After like 10 years, after like 20 years, again after like 30 years, again another virus comes. So there's just unendingly many. So the wise people will try to cut it all together so that you don't have to face any of these consequences of virus anymore. So for that, what is the wisest thing to do is to wake up from the sleep of ignorance. So how to wake up? To get rid of the last subtlest of the misconception. That is, misconception misconceives things to be as objectively real, empty of objective real, or dreamlike nature as objectified, solidified, and as intrinsic. So to get rid of this is the final way by which to get rid of all the miseries. Okay, with this in mind, we will do the 4 seals with a focus on the first 2. Are you ready? So this is to get rid of your misconceptions. Ye dharma hetu prabhava. All the miseries, they arise from the causes. And be in the present moment. Stop ruminating over the past experiences. Stop anticipating for anything of the future. Detach yourself from engaging with the 5 sensory objects. Be in the present moment with respect to the instructions given. To get rid of all the miseries. This is the meaning of the aspiration to get rid of the miseries is known as renunciation. To renounce the miseries, we need to learn how to renounce the causes of miseries. What are the causes of miseries? We see that the causes of miseries, while there are many, at the ground, underlying what underscores all these miseries are the 4 misconceptions. To get rid of the 4 misconceptions, the Buddha taught the 4 seals. The first seal, all composite things are impermanent. Impermanent connotes 2, the evident impermanent phenomena and the momentary impermanence. Evident impermanent phenomena is so important to reflect on both the levels of impermanence. Just imagine 200 years ago, what you are doing today. You may be age 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, whatever age, however old you are now, you have your aspirations. As you're young, you have so many aspirations in your mind. Your parents have so much aspirations, expectations from you, that my son will become like this, my daughter will become like this, and so forth. This is exactly what happened 200 years ago. 200 years ago, there were people who were like 20 years old, who were even infants, one day old infant, and then 30s, 40s, 50s, and so forth. 200 years ago, perhaps like 5 billion human beings. Today, who is there today? Not even a single person then is alive today. This is a fact of impermanence. They're all gone. 200 years in the future from now, none of the 7 billion human beings will be alive then. This is a fact. And this impermanence, if we realize this, then everything, your body is impermanent. You're on the mobile. People have so much craving for the gadgets. They're impermanent. Your house is impermanent. Your car is impermanent. And your children are also impermanent. Your parents are impermanent. Your spouse is impermanent. All compulsive phenomena, they're impermanent. Impermanent means momentarily moving so fast. For example, the changes that you see in a year's time or in 10 years' time is because of the change that you see on a yearly basis. The change that you see on a yearly basis is because of the change that happens over the monthly basis. And the change that you see over the monthly basis because of the weekly basis, daily basis, hourly basis, minute by minute basis, second by second basis, millisecond basis, nanosecond basis, and so forth. Okay. This is how everything that, for example, your body, like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, your body was so youthful. Now that youth is gone. So this is the change happening. And this change has happened not like overnight. It has been changing every millisecond so fast. This is how your body changes, how your mind changes, how this world changes, how your car changes, how the family members change. This is how things, compulsive phenomena, they change so fast. It's quite scary to think of that. If you could really feel a tinge of a fear because of this reflection, you're on the proper track. And this is where you are seeing the bait. You start to see the bait as bait. Okay, given that things are moving so fast, where are they moving? If they move so fast, where are they moving? Are they moving towards something good or towards something very scary, very fearful, very scary? Of course, it depends on the course. To be in the very fast-moving train, where this train is going to take you is determined by the driver. In a case, the driver is a mind. Unfortunately, this driver is under the dictate of the two very cunning mindsets or the mental factors: self-grasping ignorance and self-centered attitude. These are the two terrorists, the two demons which influence, which drive our mind to take us into this very fast-moving train of the body and mind. Where is it taking us? Given that the driver is not a mother, given that the driver is under the influence of the demons, they will only take you to a slaughterhouse. This is what the Buddha indicated as the second seal. All contaminated things are of suffering nature. What is under the influence of the contamination, the worst of which are the self-grasping, ignorant, self-centered attitude, will take us only to the miseries. Miseries like what? Sickness, aging, death, tension, and the panic, anxiety that we go through now. Everybody say it's a matter of scale. Otherwise, everybody is going through some form of anxiety today because of the coronavirus, COVID-19. There's some degree of anxiety going there. And then imagine that, okay, your neighbor is tested positive. Then it's now your turn. This is the fear that comes to you. Okay, so just imagine what how much you will feel anxiety, how much you will feel traumatized to see that, okay, now it may be me. If I go for tests, I may test positive. Okay, there's so much of fear there. This is the meaning of all contaminated things of suffering nature, and this is a fact. And if this does come to you, you are extremely fortunate. You are going to proper track, and through this, you will look for the ultimate solution to get rid of these miseries altogether. You will not be complacent with getting rid of the immediate problems, but you will really look for how to get rid of the problems from the root. Okay. Now, is there a way out? Is there a way out from this? Yes, of course, the way the Buddha Shakyamuni taught in the Sutra of Dependent Origination. Ye dharma hetu prabhava. All these phenomena, they arise from the causes. So given that these miseries also they arise from the causes, external factors and internal factors, and external factors, okay, it's not really in our hands fully, but we'll try. To some extent we can. But then to stop these miseries altogether, it is to get rid of the internal factors, that is to get rid of the self-grasping ignorance. How to get rid of that? So that is done by introducing the counterforce. To get rid of this darkness, which symbolizes the ignorance, self-grasping ignorance, it is only through introducing the light. Likewise, it is only through introducing the light of the wisdom that the darkness of ignorance can be eradicated. What kind of wisdom? The wisdom, by the very definition, is a discerning mind whose apprehension of the object tallies with reality. What's the reality? The reality is what the Buddha indicated as the third seal. Everything is of the nature of emptiness, selflessness, saying that everything is like a dream. You identify the dream as dream, which happens only when you wake up. You wake up, identify the dream as dream, and you'll be freed from the dream. You'll be freed from the ensnarement and the nightmare. And you'll be freed from all the anxiety, anguish happening due to the nightmare. How can I do that? Okay, let us quickly, tomorrow we will do a more detailed meditation emptiness, and today we'll do a very quick meditation emptiness. Okay, what are you doing? I'm meditating. What is your body doing? My body is also in a meditative posture. Okay, how does this person you identify as self, I, this person, how does that appear to you? This person, and does she or does he appear like a dream that your mind, the dreaming mind, is projecting it, or nothing? It has nothing to do with the dreaming mind. It's so real there, as opposed being projected by your mind is so real, objectified there. Yes, of course, it's so objectified. This is known as self-grasping ignorance, seeing the dream as real. And the moment you see the dream as real, you are not freed from the dream. The dream can easily fluctuate you. The dream can easily toss you into the miseries, anguish, anxiety, and so forth, the way the dream likes. This is exactly what is happening as long as we see the self as objectively real and not like a dream. Okay, but how can I say that this is not true? What I'm seeing is not true. I see the self as very objectively real, and you are saying that this is not true. How can I know that? Okay, remember what Nagarjuna said. If the mirage were to be water, why not those close by the mirage see water? Likewise, if this person who you identified as a girl, who you identify as a boy, if this person were to exist objectively, then by the similar token of the reasoning which Nagarjuna provided, if this person were to exist objectively, why don't I see this person as I go closer to this object? Okay, let us quickly go towards this person. Okay, you identify yourself as a male. You identify yourself as a non-male or a female or a non-female. This malehood or the femalehood, gender, this posited on the basis of the body. Yes, that's true. And this body that you have is nothing, but it is composed of 30 trillion cells. Okay, yes, this is what I learned. Yes, it's made of 30 trillion cells. Yes. And these cells are made of cell membrane, nucleus, cytoplasm. Yes. And the nucleus and all these, they are made of for example, the chromosomes. They are made of DNA molecules. Yes. And these molecules, all the molecules which constitute the cells, they are made of atoms. Yes. In other words, if you weigh 70 kg, you are made of 7 billion atoms, which is 7 into 10 to the raised power 27 atoms. This is who you are. And if you are 50 kg weight, you have 5 into 5 billion atoms. This is who you are. Okay, now on that level, just go to that level. This is reality. We are not exaggerating it. This is the reality. We are nothing. Our body is nothing but our body is nothing but made of these the 7 billion atoms. Just a pool of atoms. Yes, is reality. Yes, I'm not seeing it as 7 billion atoms, but this is reality. It is made of. My body is made of this much atoms. Yes. But how can we see that? So that is only when you look at through more specialized the perception, which is like electron microscope. Yes, you look at through electron microscope. What do you see? I'm just seeing the pool of atoms banging at each other. Tell me, where is this girl? Where is this boy? Where is the person? It's not really there. None of the atom is a boy. None of the atom is a girl. Okay. If you get a tinge of a fear that, oh, where is this girl? Where is this boy? Who I identify myself as a boy? Who I identify as a girl? Who I identify as gender neutral? What is this? It's not really there. If there's a tinge of fear coming you are in the proper track. This is so precious. But if it is overwhelmingly scary, then stop this practice and discuss with the experienced teacher of the wisdom of emptiness. Otherwise, if it's just a tinge of a fear, it doesn't matter. You just keep doing this practice, and over time, the fear will be replaced by the incredibly profound tranquility, profound experience of pliancy and the bliss. Okay. So just as this person, the male, the boy, the girl, or the gender neutral person, just as this person designated on the basis of the body, that person disappears, is empty. Likewise, if you subject the same analysis, which is known as ultimate analysis, if you apply this ultimate analysis to your sickness, aging, death, anxiety, and the anxiety because of the coronavirus, COVID-19, if you apply this to this fear and anxiety, even this anxiety will also dissolve. And the anxiety dissolves, and extremely tranquil, confident feeling will replace it and will surge within you. This incredibly great, incredibly powerful, incredibly precious experience. Okay, slowly come out of this practice. And tomorrow we will go into more detailed meditation on emptiness. Today is a very brief meditation. Okay, we'll stop here, and then we'll do the quick and mantra recitation. Mantras, as we did yesterday. Only the 3 mantras. We'll do that. Okay, we are on page 54. As we recite mantras, whichever deity, whichever Buddha is associated with the particular mantra, you visualize that Buddha there. And as we recite mantra, to make it very quick, from the crown and the forehead, then the throat and heart, from these 4 spots, the nectars, very soothing lights descend. Actually, the wisdom of emptiness and bodhicitta descend in the form of nectar and very soothing light towards all the beings, in the hospitals who died, or in the hospitals, and the medical doctors, medical nurses, and the medical staff, and everyone who is suffering, being affected by this. So the nectar is very soothing light descends, and then the mind is being healed. All the anxiety disappears, dissolves, and the negativity is also dissolved, and the very virtuous minds, they are being filled with the virtuous minds, and tremendous overflow of the joy happens. Okay, ready? First Buddha Shakyamuni. Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Swaha. 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 Next, Aritara mantra. Om Dare Dudare Dure Swaha. 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 Next, Medicine Buddha mantra. Dhyata Om Begaze Begaze Maha Begaze Ranza Zamunga De Swaha. Dhyata Om Begaze Begaze Maha Begaze Ranza Zamunga De Swaha. Dhyata Om Begaze Begaze Maha Begaze Ranza Zamunga De Swaha. Dhyata Om Begaze Begaze Maha Begaze Ranza Zamunga De Swaha. Dhyata Om Begaze Begaze Maha Begaze Ranza Samunga De Swaha. Dhyata Om Begaze Begaze Maha Begaze Ranza Samunga De Swaha. Dhyata Om Begaze Begaze Maha Begaze Begaze Ranza Samunga De Swaha. Okay, we will do the quick indirection prayer on page 288. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good. All-powerful Chenre Se Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. Just as the brave Manjushri and Samantabhadra truly realize things as they are, also I dedicate all these merits in the best way that I may follow their perfect example. I dedicate all these rules of virtue with the dedication praised as the best by all the Buddhas who appeared in the 3 times, so that I might perform the noble Bodhisattva's deeds. Chanyu Samjo Rinpoche Maye Banam Ge Gyoroche Keba Nyamba Me Baya Kone Kondo Pe Varaisho. May the Supreme Bodhicitta, there is not arisen, arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish but increase forevermore. As long as space remains, as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. Due to the merits of these virtuous actions, may I quickly attain the state of a Guru Buddha and lead all beings without exception into that enlightened state. I dedicate the merits thus gathered towards the realization, the deeds and the prayers of all the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas of 3 times, and to the upholding of the Dharma of teaching realizations. May I in all lives, through the force of this merit, never separate from the 4 wheels of the Mahayana vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path of renunciation, bodhicitta, perfectly in the 2 stages. With the wish to free all beings, I shall always go for refuge to the Buddha, Dharma and Sangha until I reach full enlightenment. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind of full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. I go for refuge to the Triple Gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. By the power of practicing and supplicating to you, may all be free from sickness, poverty and conflicts, and may Dharma Dharma and auspiciousness proliferate in all the places where we abide. The path of union of emptiness and compassion is loosely explained by the protector of both the Dharma and the beings in the land of snows. You are the lotus holder Tenzin Gyatso. We supplicate you that your wishes are fulfilled spontaneously. May the operations of evil thoughts and deeds of the negative forces of humans or non-humans who harbor malice through perverted prayers against the teachings of the Buddhas be totally vanquished through the power of the truth of the three jewels. In all my lives never separated from perfect gurus, may enjoy the magnificent Dharma by completing the qualities of the stages and the paths, may I could attain the state of Vajradhara. Throughout my future lifetimes, may I always be guided by the Manjushri and be able to uphold the Dharma in general and the teachings on dependent origination in particular, even in the course of my life. Okay, thank you. And tomorrow, the main practice meditation is going to be with the focus on exclusively on emptiness. Okay, see you tomorrow.